Hey everybody, this is Kim with Kim's Creations and Card Ministry, coming to you on a pre-recorded video. Today is Thursday, November the 14th, 2024. I am working on some watercolor ephemera, primarily for my fall journal that I'm still working on and have been working on, and also to decorate the little mini journals that I've been working on. Let me pull out, excuse me a minute. So I was playing with this. I'm sure you can tell that's a turkey, or at least I hope you can tell that's a turkey. I've got several different ones I'm going to do tonight that I've kind of started on some different ephemera painting, and I'm going to show you how I do them. I am not an artist, but I think I got some pretty good ways to do these to make them look pretty nice, actually. So I'm pulling out some of my old ones that I've probably shown you before. Just trying to make sure I've got everything that I want to use out. Yeah, I should have done this before I turned the video on. I'm sorry. I was working on some doodles the other week that turned out really cute. We'll do that one on another video. But I'm about ready. Oops, dropped all my journals. I'm about ready to start decorating all these journals. And I also was going to show y'all how to put one together, so I need to do a video with that as well. But I think I've shown you these before. All of these I kind of made like a rose. I'll try to remember to do one of those tonight, because I don't think I've shown you how I drew that one. And then that one, these are some I'm still playing with. But the ones I've shown you mostly, I've got them right here in this little book. I don't think, the ones that I didn't think I showed you how I did them, and a couple new ones. So the pumpkins, I did a few. I'm doing some more pumpkins. So here's some pumpkins. I'm pretty sure this is all still in my, in my camera. I think as long as I keep it on my mat here, I'm good. So there's some more pumpkins. So we're going to do some pumpkins. And we're going to do some candy corn. Got to do candy corn for a fall journal. So I did some like several different sizes, and some a little bit longer and fatter than the others. Oh, there's another pumpkin. And I don't think I ever actually showed you how to do the snail. Let's get, I can pick him up. Here's a snail. And then another snail. Come on, I'm trying to pick it up. I think I've shown you leaves. And then I had done, I don't think I ever showed you my owl. Let's see if he's in the video. Yes, I did a bigger owl and a smaller owl. And so we got snail, candy corn. Check my pages here. Owls. Butterflies and pumpkins. I don't walk around the board, baby. There you go. There you go. That's Sophie walking through. So anyway, that's what we're going to play with tonight. We're showing you how I paint these. And so like these, I did these on watercolor, some either watercolor or mixed media paper. And I had so many of them, and I cut, and it really hurt my hands. So now I'm doing most of these just on copy paper. I mean, the watercolor doesn't really do as well, I guess, on copy paper, but it's not terrible either. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna slip these under my mat so a cat doesn't get hold of them and scare them off. I'm going to let my turkey finish drying, and we'll start on one of the other ones. Before I get going too far, though, and I'm going to try to upload this tonight, because tomorrow is the last day that you can get the sale items with Stampin' Up. I believe it's 20% off of papers and other things, kind of like your basic supplies that you can order out of the annual catalog. So if you go in there and just look for sale, items on sale, there's a lot of things that are 20% off. And I need to look at my, mostly my cardstock is what I run low on. And I think I'm low on a couple of my colors of cardstock. So I know I need to order that. I know I need to order some basic white. I don't know if the envelopes are on sale because I could use some envelopes, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, and if you were interested in those little peppermint embellishments, and they were out of stock, and I believe they're available again. These little things right here, these are available again. Now I should have uploaded my directions to make this card with all the pockets. So I'll double check on that and make sure that got uploaded. All right, so so if you use my host code, if you spend less than $150, here's my host code. It should still be good because it's not even been up a month. It's not been up a month yet, so it should be good. I did have somebody have trouble using it today, but I think it's because she had already used it once. She was waiting on those little peppermint dots to come back in stock, so she tried using it again, and that might have been the problem that she used it for a second time. So if you have any problems, let me know. I do have another host code you can use, and that's if you spend less than $150 before shipping and tax. You can reach me 864-752-5688 by text. That's the best way to reach me because I'm always checking my text messages. I don't check my emails every day. Kim's Creations with a K .cards@gmail.com. I don't check that every day, but you could email me if it's not like urgent. But text me before you call me because I don't answer my phone if I don't know who's calling me. But on the demonstrator website, find a demonstrator. You can type in Kimberly O'Brien and I should come up. So there you go. Or like I said, but if you have any issues, just text me. All right, so I'm going to move that out of the way. And I'm going to move my turkey and let him finish drying out of the way. And all right, so we'll start with the one I got on top here is the snail. So we will start with the little snail. And I'll show you how I paint him. He's really just so easy to paint. Let's see, what brush do I want to use? Probably this one. So just whatever colors you want to use. And like I said, I've got out this just odd watercolor packet that I have here. So, Ivy, good girl. She went around the maze. That's a good girl, Ivy. Good girl. Oh, let me move my papers. There's a little owl that I had drawn. I was trying to figure out what an owl looked like one day, and I drew that. But I paint them first, and then I go back and add some print. All right, so this will probably be a kind of a big snail because I'm using a kind of big brush here. Not huge, but kind of big. But basically, I do a little head, a circle head, and then I swoosh out a body. And I'll try to get it to swoosh up into a little bit, and then I'll come in and I'll make him a little fatter here and just swish him up, and that's it, y'all, for the bottom. That isn't terribly wet. My brush was pretty dry, so I'm going to get this smaller brush here. It's a little bit, and these are the Stampin' Up watercolor painters. I don't remember, they're in there somewhere, y'all. Look for water tools, supplies, watercolor. I should have that number for you. Again, if you have trouble finding it, let me know and I'll help you. But they're nice. You can put water inside of them. But I have a cup of water with me right now, and I go through so many brushes. I have I only have one set of these from Stampin' Up, and then I have a set that I had bought years ago from like Michael's. Then I have all my other paint brushes, so I just, make do with what I have. I kind of like, there's a deep green, I kind of like a olive looking green right here that I think that's that one right there, and I'm going to try to use it. So you just start right here kind of in the center, and we're just going to swirl it around. If you may get it too wet, it will kind of run together and might lose its shape. So I'll show you right here. This was too wet, and I need to go back and do something to give it some more definition. Or you can just do it with your marker when you get done. What did I do with my little snails under here? Let me show you what these looked like. Because you can use your little fine tip Sharpies and stuff, and your Posca pens or whatever white pen you like to use to add definition. Because that was probably all smudgy. Those both look like they were smudgy messes. And so I let the pen do the work after it had dried. So I think I'm going to go over here and just try to fix this one up a little bit. I'm going to try to make my stuff go the other direction, since he's facing the other way. That probably helped that one a little bit. And then I'm going to wait for that to dry, and I can add a second color. All right, so I haven't put anything in this one right here yet. Come back here. So I think I'll do something with that. What color do I want to use? Maybe this kind of a, this reminds me of the Stampin' Up! Wild Wheat right here. This kind of it's a golden yellowish something or another. Again, I'll start here in the middle. Just do a swirly. And y'all, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you go off a little bit, which I obviously did, like, it's not a perfect swirly. Like, see here, this is just me playing. It was not a perfect swirly, but it looks okay. I've got another one down here at the bottom. Let me see if that one's in my camera. I think I can slide this whole thing up a little bit. Maybe. Here we go. I don't want to take it too much. Okay. We're good. I think we're good. Okay. There we go. Do this one down here with that gold also. I may have gotten it too wet, so I'm going to dab it off just a touch on my paper towel over there. Yeah, a little coming out. A little bit too wet there. See how wet that is? So this one's going to be a blobby kind of a mess, but I can go back and fix it, so it's not that big a deal. All right, let's try another color now. What other color I want to use? That one's not quite dry. Oh, I can go add a second color to that one up there. Let's use a oh, what color? Let's see what this looks like. I may not like this color. I'm gonna try it though. There you go. And it's okay if you leave a little bit of white space. That's okay. I'm not crazy about the color, but it's not horrible. I think I want to add, maybe get something different in there. What do I want? What does that look like? Get a little bit wet, more wet. Kind of a deep purplish color, or yeah, let's see how that works. There we go. Just kind of circle that off right there a little bit. That may not be vibrant enough, but it's okay. Let's do that color down here on this one at the bottom too. I think it's mostly dry. I'll get my paper towel and dab that. It's not dry. I'm going to dab it a little bit with my paper towel. Okay. I'm going to get the bolder of my yellows here. I think this one's going to, and I'm going to do, again, I'm going to dab that little bit of wet right there in my, I got way too much paper towel, but it was here on my table and I just grabbed it. There. Oops. Well, it didn't show up. I went over his head, but it doesn't really show. It's still not what I wanted. I don't know. It's more of an orange, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I might better wait. And I'm going to do this one again. Add some orange to it. There we go. All right, I'm going to let those dry a little bit more, and we'll come back to them. So, Sophie's laying here on the desk next to me in her little box. And Ivy's over there on the floor. She's grooming herself and making herself beautiful. She's the tuxedo, the black and white kitty. She is very beautiful. Very beautiful kitty. All right. So with the candy corn, you can play around with your color palette and find an orange that you like. This was my most candy corn orange that I found. I think this is the same one. Basically, you're going to just start with your orange, and it's going to kind of be a triangle. Just pretty much, you know, some sort of a triangle to start with. That's the easiest way to do it. And then I kind of round it out a little bit. And it depends. They all turned out, you know, they're all turning out different. There's not a cookie cutter candy corn for me, because I don't have a stencil with one or a die cut or anything. I might have some stickers somewhere, but yeah, and just so they're coming out different. So I'll do that one, and I'll try to do like a smaller one. Let's go over here and try to do a little bit of a smaller one here. Again, I just kind of start with a triangle, and then I'm gonna have a little bit of a top to it there, because the white has to go at the top. Now there are a couple options, especially if you decide to use watercolor paper. I probably would just not put, I would not try to paint any white on the watercolor paper. I am trying to paint white on this because the paper doesn't have the texture like the watercolor paper does. And I kind of like the texture. The texture's nice, and since this doesn't have texture, I do use the white. So I was trying to remember, did I draw around my candy corns? Couldn't remember. I did. So I have more than this, but I just pulled out a few that were the different sizes. I just did an outline around them, but you can go and do some additional embellishing with your markers if you want, and I probably will do mine. It's just when I did them the other day, I didn't even think about it until after I'd cut them out, and so it just didn't get done. But I'm gonna have a lot of candy corns by the time I finish here, because I'm like, might as well. Let's make a skinny one, kind of like one of these. Make a skinny one if I can. I don't know if I can. I've gotten so into doing the fatter ones. The skinny ones were kind of accidents. So again, start with your orange, and then we're going to go back and do the yellow. This one's not skinny either. I'm going to try again because I want to get a skin, but I don't want to just abandon this one and leave it sitting there. So if you come on here, I'd really appreciate you saying hey and let me know where you're coming in from. Especially appreciate any subscriptions, new subscribers to my YouTube channel would be awesome. I'm hoping to get up to 100 maybe by the end of the year. And any constructive criticism in your comments is awesome. If you like what I'm doing, if there's something you'd like for me to try to do, something you'd like me to demonstrate, any of the Stampin' Up! Products, if I have them. I mean, I have a lot. I don't have everything. I've had to cut way back on what I spend my money on since I lost my real job, and I'm back into the job search thing right now. And that's really hard for me to do right now because I'm really torn about not being available to help my mom and dad, because I've been doing it now for 6 months or longer, about 6 months, and I don't really want to give that up, but I'm gonna have to, because I can't. Losing I got 2 more unemployment checks, and that's it. I'll be done with unemployment, and you know, I need it to pay the bills and to try to get out of debt. So there's always something. There's always something. Let's see if I can do a few that are little like this. And of course you can, if you're doing a journal or something, you can always paint these directly into your journals. These are so easy. I mean, they're a triangle. So they're so easy to do. Just do them directly on a page in the journal. And I may do that with some, but you know, I can use these though if I cut them out and put them in little clusters put them on a paper clip, a hidden paper clip, or on some pockets or something like that, and it's pretty easy to cut out. All right, so step 2 is the yellow. Let's see if I got all that orange out of my marker, most of it. Now I don't have any kitties. They've left the building. They've left my room. They've left the craft room, at least for now. I think my dog is back over there in his little spot that he likes to lay. Is this the yellow? I can't remember which yellow I used. That one or this one. I'm thinking it's this one. I think is a little bit more bright. Because this one. Get that out. All right. So I kind of wait for these to sort of dry to do them. These over here are definitely dry because I did them yesterday. You can, though, if you get it kind of wet, the color will kind of blend in there a little bit. If you go into that, see a little bit with your brush. Of course, if you're on watercolor paper, it would really blend in a little bit. But, you know, I mean, the candy corn, it doesn't have to be. It can be just a definitive line. Okay, so it's starting to move. The color's starting to move a little bit there. See, and that's old. That's like day-old paint, so. Oh, or 2. It might be 2 days old. I don't remember when I did it exactly. I might have done it yesterday. All right, so I went on, took an online class. It's Pizzazz Art Studio. They were doing these cute little angel ornaments. So I went and took her little watercolor class doing the little angel ornaments. And if I think about it, I'll show you mine. They're not quite finished. Mine are not finished because there's the element of the class where you do the hand lettering. I've not done that part yet. I didn't practice it. I just did the painting part. I'm a little bit nervous about the hand lettering. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But I can show you what I've done so far with those. And it gave me some ideas. And actually, I didn't do mine the way she did them in the class. I did mine different. She left her little faces just like little round circles and nothing on the faces. And I wasn't happy with the size of the heads that I made mostly. So I added hair and faces. And I think it's because I made all their heads too big. But by adding hair and face, that kind of solved that problem a little bit. So anyway, she's doing a different class next week, and I think she's going to put hair and faces on hers then for that class. That's what she said, maybe. But yeah, I'll show you mine. Like I said, they are a little different than what she did, but that's the thing, you know, you watch other people to give you ideas and to get you started, you know, and then you can expand on their ideas or even come up with your own ideas. And which I got a couple of my own ideas now for little angels, so I'm going to work on those maybe later tonight. I don't know. I'm probably going to try to go ahead and do another video and show how to put those mini journals together so I can start decorating them. So I'm probably going to do a live decorate session. Okay, so now they've got the yellow, and then I can move on and do the white, even though, you know, the yellow's not dry, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be dry for me to do my white. And I'm going to do a smaller brush. I think I'm going to use this one. Try to use this cleaner water too. Now I had some white. It's turned a little yellow. This one right here, if y'all can see that one right here, that one's white, but I had gotten a little bit of yellow in it when I did these the other day. Make sure I'm in the video. Okay, get a little bit more in there, a little bit more water. Actually, let me just use my squirt bottle. I'm going to do it off to the side so I don't squirt water everywhere, but I'm going to squirt it in that little hole. Put a couple little squirts. Hang on, I lost my, I'm going to bring my stapler. I found that putting my stapler behind my palette, yeah, I know y'all can't see it, but so here's my palette and in the lid, and there's where I had done some of the colors sampled. I should have done an entire swatch of the whole board, and I didn't. But I just did the colors that I might be using. I didn't do them all. But anyway. Oh, I just got white on my desk. Not that it matters so much, but this is an old antique solid oak desk. Very solid. My husband picked this out. He liked oak. He was a big fan of oak. And we were wanting a desk. This was back when we lived up in western North Carolina in the mountains. And so we got it at an antique mall place over in Asheville. And I don't know, I think we paid like $300 for it or something like that. And off and on throughout the years since my husband passed away 20 some odd years ago, I've tried to sell it and nobody wants to buy it. Probably just because it's so doggone big. I mean, this desk is huge. But I decided, I had two desks in my old craft room. Now I've moved into my new craft room, which is an old bedroom, a bedroom in my house. when I moved over here into this room, I decided I'm going to just use this desk. I'm going to get rid of the other two when I finish cleaning them out. I've still got stuff laying all over them. I might have to go back probably and whiten this one up a little bit because it's bleeding. So the desks that are in the other room are the two school desks when I homeschooled my twins. Right before my husband passed, we started homeschooling. And they homeschooled all the way through high school. But anyway, they used those desks. Well, neither one of them want the desks. They said they don't have room for them and they don't want them. They've got a different style they like. I mean, they were great for when we were homeschooling. And they were really great in my craft room. But this desk is bigger. So it actually serves my purposes better. Especially since I have two cats that like to come up here and craft with me all the time. So I'm going to try to get... I'm slowly getting that old craft room. I'm slowly getting it cleaned out. And I'll be trying to sell those desks. Maybe they'll sell a little better than this old clunky thing. I mean, like I said, it is so heavy. And the drawers are hard to pull out. I've got to go. It seems like if I wax them, I'm going to go look online. I think there's a way to make them easier to open and close the drawers. But I sometimes like, okay, I already have a bad shoulder and I'm hurting myself trying to open and close these drawers, especially if I'm sitting down. Sometimes I just have to stand up and get like right behind the drawer to pull them open. So yeah, not the safest thing in the world for my shoulder to be pulling these open. So I'll probably, just got a couple more to do. I'll probably let these dry for a little while now, come back to them. I may go, well, probably definitely going to redo the tip of this candy corn. A couple more might need to be redone as well. And then we'll use the marker to outline them. I think I can make this one right here a little wider. This is the one I did the other day and got that orangey color on them. But it's dried now, so I can whiten it up a little bit. And that does help to wait for it to dry. All right, so candy corn goes in over here somewhere to dry. And like, y'all, I just like keep my fingers crossed that some cat just doesn't jump out of nowhere and jump up here and decide they want to get on all my stuff, because that happens all the time. All right, let's draw a pumpkin. Paint a pumpkin. I'm going to go back to the brush that was kind of big. I think this one. Let me just double check. Or this one. I like this brush. So I think I got this one from Michael's. It's, let's see if I can find the, Transon. I'm pretty sure I got it in like a multi-pack of brushes that had like 20 brushes in it. I really like this one a lot. It may be too big. We'll see. We will see. I'm going to try to do another kind of golden colored one here. So we start with an oval. Go up here. Start with an oval. However big or small you want to make it. I'll start kind of big, because I do have a kind of a big brush. All right, put your oval going here. And then we're going to do, on this side, we're going to do kind of like a backwards C to get another oval going on this side. And then we'll do a C on this side for the one over here. And we'll just let those dry, and we can come back and add some contrasting color or more color of the same. Or see, I think with these orange ones, I pretty much just went back with the same orange, but you can see a little bit of the definition. I'm gonna get this color that I have right now, this yellow. Let's see if I can lighten this up around the edge to make it more define the edges a little bit. Sometimes that'll do something. This one, I think I already tried to lighten this one up a little bit, actually. This is just more orange. So these I had painted, I think I did them last night. It was either last night or the night before. So last night I went to bunco night with a group of ladies I do stuff with on occasion. I'll come down here. So I'm pretty sure this is, so I'm definitely going to come add some of the orange to this one. So this is pretty much my watered down orange that's kind of watered down. And I'm just adding it to add some definition to this pumpkin down here. I mean, because we know they're not all totally the same color. All right, let's see. Let's go do another one. I'm going to try this one. Let's try this one. It's a little bit different shade of a yellow. It's lighter. You can tell it doesn't, that's kind of got a little bit of a more, like a golden yellow in it. This one's just a little bit lighter of a yellow. And I want to try, let's see what happens with this one. I'm going to do I know it's orange again, but it's supposed to be a tiny different shade of orange. I'm trying to do a longer, skinnier one again. And like I said, you can, you can use watercolor or mixed media paper, and then your colors will do a little differently. They blend better than on the copy paper. And I mean, I do love doing it on the mixed media and on the watercolor paper. But my hands, the arthritis in my hands just can't tolerate it but so much. If I have something special I need it for, I'll go do one on watercolor paper. But right now I haven't gotten in a situation where I felt like I needed to have that. I think I want to pull in some of this right here, this color. It's kind of a reddish orange. Let's see what happens. This is kind of dry. It's a little bit wet still. I should have used a more fine brush. Some people that have been watercoloring for years, they're so good it don't matter what size brush they use. They can do little fine lines with anything. But I have so much trouble with my hands shaking and that sort of thing that I don't have the same luck. I'm adding some water to this, and then I'm going to take it away. I'll show y'all. All right, so I'm going to get my brush kind of dry. I'm dabbing it off on my paper towel here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some of this away. I'm going to get my brush wet, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pull off some of that color and come over here and dab it off, because I got too much. All right, dab it off. Now, let's go over here. So I want a little bit of it to change my color some. See how that dries. All right, now I want to use that color. Where did it go? Which one was it? It's this one, I think. I'm going to use it in this one too. I'm hoping to get some of my little journals finished by Monday, before Monday morning, really, actually. So I see some of the ladies that I have coffee with. Be the last time probably I'll see them before Christmas, and I'm hoping to share a couple of my journals, my mini journals, with a few of those ladies. So many of my groups, they're like, oh, we're not going to meet in December. And I'm like, really? I was kind of sad about that. I do like using this color, I think, on the orange a lot. Not as much on that yellow over there, but I do like it on the orange. Going around, baby. Go around the back. Thank you. Good girl. Whoops. She knocked over my little palette thing. Here we go. Good girl. So good girl, Sophie. You gonna go lay down in a box? Lay down in one of the boxes, baby girl. Lay down one of the boxes, Sophie. Lay on one of the boxes, baby. Whoops. There she goes. She probably walked right through my page. Whoops. She knocked the box off the table. Little empty box that I keep for them to lay on. Because they like to lay in the boxes. But tonight they're not so into doing that for whatever reason. Probably because I'm videoing and I'm talking. Don't walk on my page, baby. Here, go behind it. Here you go. Go back that way. Okay. You go behind the paper. Yeah, you can go that way. Go on, Sophie. Go behind the papers, baby. Go behind the papers. There you go. That's a girl. Did she get in there? I don't know. I think my stuff's still in the page. All right. There you go, Sophie. What a good girl you are. Such a good girl. So this morning I had an appointment. I'm having to sign up for my new health insurance. Since I lost my job, I had to get my insurance through the marketplace thing, and I had an appointment this morning, and I went in I went to that, and then I wanted to, before I left, I needed to feed the birds. Well, I keep the birds in a room where the cats can't get to them. So I usually try to get the cats put away, you know, while I'm spending some time with the birds in the mornings and feeding them and changing their water and whatnot, what all needs to be done. And so I got all that done, and I pulled out my little Christmas tree. I wanted to see if it was going to fit on my front porch, because I will not have a tree in my house with these cats this year. And so I was doing that, and then okay, I'm finished. Got everything done that I needed to do in the room that the birds are in. So okay, let me let the cats out of the bedroom. And I let the cats out of the bedroom and forgot that I had not closed the door to the room that the birds were in. So I was so afraid that they were already in there on the cage, but they weren't. Well, Sophie was looking at them. She was sitting up on something where she could look at them, but she had not actually gotten on the cage. And I don't know, Ivy wasn't over there. That really surprised me, because Ivy's the one that always went after them, which, see, Sophie hadn't really had an opportunity to go after them, because I've had them pretty much where she couldn't get to them the whole time she's been here. So anyway, so then I had to get them out of that room so I could leave and go to my appointment. So I had to bring out the treats, and that did the trick, thankfully. All right, so I'm not doing anything else to my blue ones. I'm just going to let my marker lines be the definition. I was trying to decide if I liked this green one, greenish, bluish green one. I mean, I know there are bluish pumpkins. So I really, really liked this bluish that I made. But for the life of me, I don't know how I made that color. I mixed some different ones together to get that. Don't know how I did it. And again, it's on watercolor. So watercolor mixing is much easier than copy paper mixing colors. So probably had something to do with that. I'll get that pretty wet. And then I'm going to try to add some, one of these blues. Which blue? Maybe this one. Let's see. That's too wet. Dab that off. Okay. Yeah, I got it way too wet. And that will take a time to dry. So I kind of would like to do something for the creative, you know, something for the Christmas season. It's just so hard anymore to have people at my house. Number one, I can't keep my house clean because I'm mostly here just to sleep. I've just recently started being here at night because I can't see well enough to drive at night. So I'm like, I can't stay at Mom and Dad's. I'm like, y'all, I can't stay. I'm sorry, I've got to go because I just don't feel comfortable driving, even though I don't live that far from them. I'm not keen on the drive. So I've been home more in the evenings as the days have been getting shorter and shorter. So I'm trying to do some of this, some more of my crafting and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm still not cleaning the house. So I'm not getting the house clean for people to come over, which, you know, would be nice if I could do that. But I just don't know if it's going to happen or not. I was like, I'd like to kind of do like a little open house and like leave out where people can make a card. And what I really would like to do is have a card station where you make a card to take home with you and then make a card to leave for me to take to a shut-in or a nursing home or something. If I can somehow manage to swing that, I want to do that in the next few weeks. Probably the weekend after Thanksgiving. I think I have something with one of my family events, I think is the 7th. Which I think that's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. But I could do something on Sunday. So let's see if I can work something out. Now the trick to these is to leave room to do your stuff at the top. So I did a few of these when I wasn't thinking about that. I'm like, ooh, I hope I left myself space. And I think I did okay. I think I left enough space for my stem and some vines or whatnot. I hope I did anyway. Oops, I got a little big there, but I could always draw my line. Could always draw that off because I did make that too fat. I didn't want it that fat. The other thing, if I leave just the tiniest bit of white right there, then the definition of my different divisions of the pumpkin show up a little better. Yeah, I think this might actually be the color that I used for these pumpkins. But doing those, or mostly this color, but doing them on a watercolor paper versus doing them on here, just it's a huge difference. I heard a kitty whine. It was probably Ivy. She's the one that usually has something to say. All right. So there is that one. All right. So I'm going to leave them alone. Let it go. Let it go. Let it dry. All right. What did I have left? What do I have left? Let's see. Owl and butterfly. Let me see what my time is in case I need to make a separate video. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. I'm going to do a separate video. So I'll come back and do a part 2 to finish up watercoloring and watercoloring, and what's the other word? Watercolor. We didn't even start on that guy. To finish the watercolors and decorating our embellishments. So I'll come back and do butterflies and the owl and the turkey, and do that on a separate video after a while. All right. Thank you guys again so much for joining me again. This is Kim with Kim's Creations and Card Ministry. I'd love a thumbs up, and I hope you all have a great night, and God bless. Bye-bye.